and welcome to my lifestyle channel. I'm Reina Creole, and this is La Vida de la Reina Creole, where I blog about living in this amazing state known as Florida and living that Florida lifestyle. And in today's video, we're continuing on actually with my restaurant review series. And yes, we're still at Disney World actually, and we're going to be reviewing a restaurant which has been one of my favorite for years, and that would be the Kona Cafe. But before I get into the video, please do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And when you do me the honor of subscribing, please do hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when your girl goes live with hot, fresh Florida lifestyle videos for you to enjoy. So with that said, let's head on to the video. Now, the Kona Cafe, it's not very well known, so I'm kind of hesitant to do a review in the first place because I kind of want to keep it that way. But as you guys, are my subscribers or just, drive-by viewers, yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it. The Kona Cafe restaurant is located in Disney's Polynesian Village Resort over at Walt Disney World. And it's actually located in the Great Ceremonial House. That's a big, major building up on the second floor. Want to say about not really next to Ohana. It's near Ohana because there's Ohana, and then there's the stair, the aisle hallway there, and then there's Kona Cafe. So Kona Cafe, and I think Kona Island is right next to it. But either way, it's up on the second floor where you go to get onto the monorail whenever the monorail starts stopping by the Polynesian once they get done all the reservations. Now, the Kona Cafe is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've had all three services in the past, but 2 weeks ago I went specifically for a late breakfast on a Saturday. Out of all the meal times, breakfast at the Kona Cafe is my absolute favorite because honestly, it's unlike breakfast at any other restaurant in Disney. Just some of the most disrespectful breakfasts I've ever seen with respect to what you get and the portion size that you get. Now, usually when I go to the Kona Cafe, I will usually get the macadamia nut pancakes, which you can't really go wrong with those. They're the size of a darn plate. They're huge. The macadamia nut butter is amazing. Very delicious breakfast to have. They also have the big kahuna breakfast, which I haven't had in a while, but it's also good. But like I said, my go-to is the macadamia nut pancakes. Now, what I had to go and get, the breakfast entree that is so disrespectful that when I would go on vacation and I would put pictures of it up on Instagram, I would have friends tell me, how dare you post pictures of it? And that would be the famous Tonga Toast. It looks a little nondescript, but don't let the looks fool you. It is two big pieces of sourdough bread with bananas shoved into it. It's rolled in batter and fried, and then they roll it in cinnamon sugar, and it's like this freaking big, and it comes with a strawberry compote on the you can get strawberry compote. You can have syrup with it if you want, but I would say no, go with the strawberry compote. It's super sweet, but one of the most decadent breakfast items that you can try. So basically, your girl had that, and I had some sausage. The sausages are huge too. They're big. It's like you basically eat like a king when you're there, at the Kona Cafe. Another thing that you must have at the Kona Cafe for breakfast is the press pot of 100% Kona coffee. Okay, not a blend. Not a blend where they take the Kona coffee and they cut it with something. No. This is 100% Kona coffee, and they bring it out in a French press. All right, those of you who are coffee aficionados, you know how nice French press coffee is. So they bring it out in the French press. They tell you to wait 5 minutes. Wait, trust me, wait the 5 minutes you need for the coffee to brew. And you press it all the way down, and you've got some of the best coffee that you have ever tasted. Even if you have 2 people at the table, I'm greedy. I always order my own pressed coffee. And the reason why is this, because if I have extra left over for some reason, get a to-go cup. I've done this for years. Ask for a to-go cup, pour the rest of the coffee in there, fix it up, take your coffee with you on the monorail, or better yet, take it, go stroll around the grounds of the Polynesian resort. Trust me, little trick your girl's gonna tell you. Now, of course, there are kids menus that are there, so the kids can kind of pick stuff that they want. I've taken my nieces and nephews there when they were little. They didn't turn up their nose at any of the breakfast stuff. If anything, they couldn't get enough of it, especially the pog juice, which I think is the passion fruit, orange, and guava juice. Delicious blend. The kids, they just inhaled that juice. The Kona Cafe is a great place for family breakfast. Everyone can find something that they would like. If you have any food allergies, or if you're on like a restricted diet or anything like that, please do let the server know. The chef will come out and discuss the options with you, because they want you to feel comfortable when you're eating there. So if you have any allergies, stuff like that, don't feel bad about saying, "Can I please talk to the chef?" Because you don't want to have an allergic reaction or anything like that. So again, food allergies, questions about the menu, dietary restrictions, note them on your reservation when you make a reservation, but also bring it up again with the server so they can have the chefs come out and discuss your options with you. Now, obviously, this place is a lot more expensive than, like, say, your IHOP, but the quality of the food is better. The ambiance, of course, has Polynesian vibes. You hear the music, it's very relaxing. You feel like you're on one of the Polynesian islands when you're dining there. For one person, I would say with the entree that I got and the Tonga Toast, let me look here real thing. My Tonga Toast was $16. And then, of course, let's see, press pot, a Kona coffee. Let's see, that was $9.50. So I think by the time I got that, and I got sides, and I got, tip and all that, it was around like, I think $35, 40 if I'm being really generous with the tip. But it was money well spent. Money well spent, and I highly recommend going there. Even if you're not visiting the Disney parks, here's the other thing. I was not going to any of the Disney parks, but I had a dining reservation. So guess what? I got to park at the Polynesian Resort. So when you go and you have breakfast at Kona, relax, tour the grounds, check out the merch shops, do a little bit of that. So your parking can be accommodated, regular parking, not valet. I don't even think Disney is doing valet right now because of the Wu-Tang flu and all of that. But definitely check out Kona Cafe for breakfast. Lunch menu is good. Dinner menu is good. I have never had a bad meal there. If you are in the parks and you're looking for a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant to dine at, the Kona Cafe is definitely definitely a great option, and I highly, highly recommend it. So you're probably wondering, what are some of the downsides of this restaurant? One downside is that sometimes it is very hard to get a reservation. As far as restaurants go, I don't think it's as big as some of the other restaurants, but it's also extremely popular because of where it is. I know back in the day that the steak cuts were of a bit higher quality. I've noticed over the years that the quality of steak has gone down, so I don't particularly appreciate that happening. But there really are very few downsides to this restaurant. I would suggest, if you're a vegetarian, check out the menu to see if there's something that you like, because the restaurant is very heavily geared towards meat dishes. So that's one suggestion. Also, another thing is that something that can kind of interfere a little bit, somewhat, with the ambiance is that the Great Ceremonial House tends to get very crowded in the evenings because you've got families trying to go to the Ohana dinner, and it's a simple fact that the resort is on the monorail line, so people are coming to check out the resort. So you'll probably have to wade through a lot of people on the top floor, but once you get to your table, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's fine, but for some people, they may not particularly like that much activity. So if you don't like a whole lot of activity going on near the restaurant where you're eating at Kona, then do a later night reservation when the crowds at Ohana seem to kind of calm down a little bit. So if I had to give this restaurant a rating, let's say out of 5 stars, I would give it about a 4.5. Like I said, I've never had a bad meal there, and I've been going there for like over 10 years. It's a family favorite. The menus are inventive. The food there, you get bigger portions, I would say, compared to some of the other Disney restaurants. And the menu itself, it's different. It's very, very different. Eating there is like an experience. So if you like that South Seas Polynesian flavor and you just want to eat like a king, especially for breakfast, definitely check out the Kona Cafe. Another tip: if you cannot get reservations to the Kona Cafe, you can get Tonga Toast in Captain Cook's, which is the quick service option. It's down on the bottom floor of the Great Ceremonial House. You go down to the bottom floor, you go like around, there's like a wall with like pictures. Wherever that walkway is around from Boutique, you go that way, heading towards like where Trader Sam's is, to one of the exits, and that's where Captain Cook's is. So you can get Tonga Toast there. And you can actually get Tonga Toast there for about $2 cheaper than in the Kona Cafe. So that's a little trick. All right, so with that said, I would love to hear your feedback about the Kona Cafe. Have you been there? And if you have, what's your favorite meal time to go? Is it breakfast, lunch, or dinner? What are some of your recommendations at the Kona Cafe? Oh, and another thing I forgot to ask: if you ever get any of the drinks from the drink menu at the Kona Cafe, how many of you have had the Lapu Lapu, and how many of you have family stories about that drink? Because I have some stories, but I'm going to save it for another video. And what if you didn't like Kona Cafe? If you did not like Kona Cafe, let me know in the comments what you didn't like and why, because I would definitely like to hear that as well. All right, folks, so with that said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you liked the video and you got some value out of it, please do hit that like button, and also please do hit that subscribe button so you can subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I have new content that pops up here on this channel, where I celebrate living the Florida lifestyle. Okay, so with that said, we're going to end this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.